Tian, do you have to play with the noisy toy right now?
Okay.
Hi, my name is Sean and welcome back to the chaos. Tian, baby, could you play with a different toy, do you think?
Why?
Because that one's noisy.
Why?
What do you mean why? It just is. What about this one? Ooh, this one's nice and quiet. That is shiny and books. Today I am going to be doing my February TBR. If you haven't seen my previous videos, I started doing a TBR game last year, the year before last year. And I'm going to continue doing it this year because I like to have the structure of the books being picked for me and have a set TBR that I need to follow. It works better than mood reading for me. So what the TBR game is, very simply, I have a bunch of prompts. I'm going to pick 10 out and stick each to a bowling pin. Oh, thank you. Is it broken? As you can see, I'm a mum. These are toys. This is my kid. We're going to bowl a ball. Whatever gets knocked down, I have to match a book to the prompt. So let's pick out the prompts and then get going for February. Hi, editing me, popping in true chaotic format. I thought I was being so clever filming this so far ahead so that I was organized, but some things have been announced since I filmed this, so I have to come back and edit in some changes. I'm gonna try and talk into the microphone because my child is watching Bluey beside me that you hopefully can't hear. Okay, first one. By the way, I need new prompts because I feel like the ones I have are just really boring. So if you have some fun ones, please let me know. But the first one is a friend's favorite. I'm not going to focus them because it took me long enough to get the camera to focus on my face. So that's one. Author I've read from before. Oh, buddy, careful. Oh, the camera. Oh, God. A plant on the cover. That was 3. So this is 4. Oh no. Over 400 pages. Okay.
What?
Are you washing your hands? Oh, you're playing.
What?
One word title.
Boy, does it work?
Good boy.
Oh,
baby. Oh, hold on just a second.
You.
A Goodreads average rating above 4. Okay, baby, yeah? Oh, thank you. Oh, you're washing your face with it. Okay, great. A little bit more. You want me to do it?
No.
Oh, mummy's turn? Okay, but I was just doing something. Thank you.
What?
6. Okay, we're up to 6. Okay, so this is 7. Oh, followers vote to choose. I've never done that before, but I'll put something on Instagram if that one gets picked. Oh, Aussie author. Hang on, I've lost count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I need 2 more. Hardcover. Had that one last month. Last one. Backlist. Also had that one last month. Yeah, I need new ones. It's getting boring. All right, let me put those on the pins and bowl the ball, and then I'll be back with the books. All right, here we go. Oh my God. All right. Okay, we're back. I think I've decided on the books for the TBR. First, I'm going to start with some of the books that I don't have physical copies of at the moment, so that I don't forget them. So, firstly, one of the prompts was a friend's favorite. And for this one, I think I'm going to choose Legends and Lattes, which this one, oh, out of focus, was on a bunch of people's favorites list of the year, and it's been getting a lot of hype, so I'm very excited to give it a try. It is a cozy fantasy, which I'm interested to see if I like. Considering I don't read a lot of fantasy, I feel like cozy fantasy is maybe for me. I'm not sure. Okay, I went back and checked after I filmed this because I wanted to get it right, but Legends and Lattes was in fact on Michaela's favorites of the year, so I'm counting Michaela as my friend for the prompt a friend's favorite. Also, since recording this first part of the TBR, one of the readathons that got announced is the romantasy-athon, which my lovely friends Jan and Cami are co-hosting. And I know what you're thinking, fantasy and romance, two genres that I don't really read, but I think this can count for something. In the Monster Lovers team, book with a supernatural character is the first one, which I feel like this can fit for. Takes place in a different world/planet. Does this fit that? I don't know. And this is shelved on Goodreads first as fantasy and then as romance. I think there's romance in this, so I am going to count it for that readathon, which is happening February 12th through the 18th. And I will leave linked below any information regarding that. The next prompt that was knocked down was Aussie author, which for this one I don't have a physical copy. By the way, he's playing with Lego, so excuse that. I don't have a physical copy of this one either, but I think my library has it. And this one is 67 Days, which I don't know a lot about what it is about, but it is by an Aboriginal Australian author, I believe. An intense and mesmerising story of first love and longing, fused with Wiradjuri dreaming, family and culture, about a future dreamt and a future taken by an important new voice in Australian fiction. It looks like two characters. A sudden event leaves them seeking answers to one of life's most eternal questions. Is love strong enough to withstand anything? So I feel like it's going to be sad. It doesn't have like a super high average rating on Goodreads, so I'm interested to see what I think of it. Next, we'll get into some of the physical books that I own. Thank you. Thank you.
Yum.
Yum. I had to take a quick break. Oh, the camera. Oh my gosh, this truly is chaos. Okay, for the prompt of a book with a Goodreads average rating above 4, I am going to go with The Ghosts We Keep by Mason Deaver. This one I have had on my shelf for a while and I've been meaning to get to it. This is the author of I Wish You All the Best, which is one of my all-time favorite books, and it's young adult, which I don't always love, which is probably why I've been pushing off this book as well, because I think this is also young adult, but I think it's going to be sad. It is about someone whose older brother is killed in a hit-and-run accident. An achingly raw and honest portrayal of grief, but it is also about why we live and why we have to keep moving on and why we should. And I really liked this author's writing, so I'm sure I'm going to enjoy this, or I hope I am. Then for the prompt of a backlist, I have chosen Blacktop Wasteland by S.A. Cosby. If you saw my favorites of the year video, Razorblade Tears by this author was on my list, and I was very surprised to have liked that book because it does have very graphic violence, which I didn't think, that's not something that I gravitate towards. So I have another book from the author's backlist because I am interested to find out if it's the author's writing that was what got me to like Razorblade Tears, or if I like that style of thriller now. So this one says, it is following an honest mechanic, a loving family man. He's no longer the criminal he was, the sharpest wheelman east of the Mississippi. But when his respectable life crumbles, a shady associate comes calling with a one-time job promising a huge payout. Ooh, okay, so he's yanked back into a savage world of bullets and betrayal. This novel holds up a cracked mirror to the American dream and tells a story of one man pushed to his limits by poverty, race, and a self-destructive masculinity. It definitely sounds interesting, so I'm excited to get to this one. For the prompt of plant on the cover, I have chosen The Stationery Shop, which I think this has a different title in different countries. I bought this as a used copy online. I've seen copies of this where it's just called The Stationery Shop, but mine is The Stationery Shop of Tehran, which I'm not sure, but either way, it has lots of plants on the cover because the whole entire cover is like flowers. It's a book, baby. It will have you in its grip from the very first page, and it's a story of love, loss, and remembrance will never let you go. I am very interested to get to this one as well, obviously, hence it wouldn't even be on my TBR, duh. For the prompt of a one-word title, you can't see these, I don't know why I'm holding them up. I have chosen Allegedly by Tiffany D. Jackson. And I've had this one sitting on my shelf for a while. Is this her first novel maybe? Maybe, it's from 2017. And the last 2 years I've had a Tiffany D. Jackson book on my favorites list, and I've had this one that's sitting on my shelf, so I definitely think I need to get to the rest of her novels if the 2 that I've read from her have both been favorites. This one I think is again going to be pretty sad because I think it is about a babysitter that kills the child that they're babysitting or is accused of it. A white baby had died while under the care of a church-going black woman and her 9-year-old daughter. The public convicted Mary and the jury made it official, but did she do it? She wouldn't say. Oh, baby, careful. Wow. Look. If you saw the amount of times I have to stop and start for a single video. Anyway, on to the last one, I think, which is the prompt that said followers vote to choose. So I think I will just put a poll up on Instagram, but I think I'm gonna do it maybe like on the 1st of February. I'm actually filming this pretty early, or earlier than I usually do TBR videos. So we are still in January, but I'm trying to get organized and plan out my book. So I think at the moment, I'm not going to decide now, but I think I'll probably post it next week when it actually is February. Okay, next up we have the followers choose poll. The books that I'm about to hold up in this clip that I filmed, I can no longer use because after I filmed this, I felt the urge to actually read one of them. So had to cut that out. And on like the 29th of January, I put up a poll. I'll insert the picture of it, but it was between these two books. And as you can see by the poll results, The Roughest Draft won. So this is going to be my book for that prompt. The other thing that I forgot to talk about on my TBR last month, but I am trying to do the buzzword reading challenge for the year, which I'm sure you already know. It's hosted by Books and Lala. It is a challenge where there is a word or a group of words each month and you have to choose a book that has one of those words in the title to read. And yeah, I forgot to include it in my last month's TBR. I don't know, I'm out of practice. But February. February, the prompt is verbs, which I like that that is very broad. So it can be anything that's a verb. It's not like one specific word. What I'm thinking I'm going to try and do, because I'm pretty sure for February, unless it was March and I'm getting my dates mixed up, but Kayla's book club, the Literally Dead book club, is reading the new Finlay Donovan book. But I have still only read the first one. So if I can get the second one and the third one, I could read both of those and one of them will have the word, like one of them, they both have verbs. The second one is Finlay Donovan knocks him dead, and then the third one is Finlay Donovan jumps the gun. So knocks and jump could count for the reading challenge, I think. But that's if I can get my hands on them and get around to them during the month before the live show. So that is my hope, but whether or not I can actually do it is another thing. So next up, the blackathon got announced, which I should have known this was going to be a thing in February. This one is hosted by Jessie from Bow Ties and Books. I'm sure you already know. But when I watched their announcement video, one of the group books was sitting on my shelf. So I thought, okay, gonna have to add it to the TBR. So one of the groups has Riot Baby, I believe, as the group book. Which it's just under 200 pages. So I picked this one up used not long ago, so I figured this is the perfect time. And being that it's quite short, hopefully I can get through it fairly quickly. It is a genre that I don't typically pick up, but because it's a group book, hopefully other people will be reading it and maybe I can find someone to discuss it with. So let me know if you're picking up this book as well. And for that team, which is the Granny Nanny team, a charming protagonist who is spiritual or has fantastical abilities is one of the prompt. A protagonist who is a mixed race and or an immigrant. A book set in Jamaica or on an island. A book centering a tight-knit group of friends or unlikely allies. I don't know if any of the books that I already put on my TBR can count for this, but I'm going to add in A Black Girl Unlimited because I think... well, the first line of this says Echo Brown is a wizard from the east side of Cleveland. So the fantastical abilities prompt can be fulfilled by this one if it doesn't happen anywhere else. And I've been meaning to get to this for a while. So I'm going to add this one to the TBR for the blackathon. And maybe some of the other books can hopefully fill some more prompts. But that readathon goes for the entire month. And then lastly, yesterday, the Black Romantic-a-thon got announced. Which I saw on Deja's channel. This one is going from the 6th to the 12th. And it is about reading black romance books. And romance is not my most read genre, so I wasn't 100% sure I was going to participate when I saw this, but have a look at the bingo board. It's super cute. I don't think I'm going to be able to get a bingo, but, you know, we can participate. It's fine. So none of the books that I already had on my TBR, I think, worked. But on my shelf, I did have Ties That Tether that has been sitting here waiting to be read for quite a while. So this one will hopefully fill something on the board. my TBR for this month, I have these 4 plus Legend and Lattes and 67 Days, which I don't have physical copies of. This is the new stack for February, plus 67 Days, plus possibly the 2 Finley Donovan books, plus the Werrell Booked Book Club is reading the book When in Rome. I don't have a copy though, so if I can get a copy, I'll try and participate because I like participating in that book club. And if I can't, I don't think I can fit it in anyway, but look, we'll just see what we get through in February. So it's kind of a big TBR. Okay. Oh! Okay, I've been interrupted enough times now that I think I just need to end the video here. Thank you if you have managed to some reason make it to this far into the video. Let me know what your reading plans are for February. Let me know if you've read any of the books that I am planning to read. I appreciate you being here and I will see you in the next one.